A very good evening to you. Thank you for joining us. Welcome to Sports Tonight. It's a very beautiful Thursday night. It's also been a very special day for Nigeria. Nigeria celebrating 15 years, I think 15 years of democracy. Congratulations, Nigeria. It's been a long way, although there's still a lot more that needs to be done, but we need to appreciate that it's 15 years and we've come this far. But thank you for joining us. Welcome to Sports Tonight. It's a Thursday night. It's a little cold, but we are here to do what we love to do, which is to update you with the latest in the world of sports. We will try to put all that we can into the next 15 minutes for you and make it as enjoyable, as fun-filled, as informative as possible for you tonight. My name is Tony Ibitoye. Before I introduce to you my guest, I have a very special guest on the show tonight, starting off the show with me. But before I go to introduce my guest to you, let me give you a complete lineup of what we will be talking about on the program tonight. Of course, the big one that happened yesterday, the big one that we're looking forward to in another 14 days is the 2014 FIFA World Cup. We will reflect on what happened yesterday, Nigeria against Scotland. We will talk about the game. We will talk about the plan of the Nigeria Football Federation going forward as we look forward to the World Cup. We will also, in our usual style, continue our build-up, our countdown to the World Cup, find out what exactly is going on in Brazil. It's not looking good. It looks like it's even getting worse for the Brazilian because these things are now becoming a lot costlier. Lives are now involved in what's going on in Brazil. We'll talk about it as well on the program tonight. Of course, later on the show, there will be time for basketball. We'll be going as well to Washington to hear from Sonny Young. He'll be talking to us about the NBA, and he will also spend some time to talk about the World Cup because as we speak, the Eagles are on their way to the United States of America. As America getting ready for the Eagles, that will also feature very prominently on the program tonight. And then there will be all that you need to know about basketball, domestic scene, continental scene, foreign scene. Everything is packed into Sports Tonight for you tonight. That will be later on, and that will be that segment going courtside with Yemi Adebayo and Femi Adefeson. I think they have a guest with them as well tonight. Somebody will be joining them for the first time. So it's a loaded show this Thursday. Just come along with us and enjoy every bit of what we have on offer for you. Now, let me introduce to you my guests on the show. One you already know is a constant on the show, as constant as a Northern Star. I mean, you like him, sometimes you criticize him, but he's a good guy all the same. Tunde Koiki, the Liverpool man.
But not everyone can like you.
All right.
That's a given.
Right. And then we have, as our guest on Sports Tonight, Super Eagles midfielder, John Ogu, is on the show with us tonight. John is our special guest. I mean, the plan was that John was going to anchor this show, but he chickened out at the last minute. You were supposed to open your TV set, and the anchor for tonight will have been John Ogu, Super Eagles midfielder, but he chickened out. No problem. We are happy to have him all the same with us as a special guest tonight. John, we're happy to have you.
Thank you.
As a special guest with us on Sports Tonight. I would like to start by saying thank you to you for gracing Channel's National Kids Cup Season 6, inspiring the kids, telling them what it takes to play football at the highest level. We must say thank you to you for that, John.
Thank you very much. Yeah, I mean, I had fun, these days when I came. I mean, it's a good thing for me to be among the kids, because I started the same way. They are doing their thing now. So it was a pleasure for me, to be among them and to give one or two advice, to them. So I'm pleased and happy to be there too.
Some people don't know that. I mean, you grew up in Lagos. Is that true? I mean, I'm also not very sure.
Yeah.
You grew up in Lagos. Can you tell us a little bit about your
I was born and brought up in Lagos. And
which part of Lagos is that?
First, it was Itire. Yeah, I grew up in Itire. Then from Itire, I moved to Ijesha. So, I mean, I just use the word like I grew up from the streets, So I even speak Yoruba better than my Igbo, So You know, I see myself as a Lagos,
to Nigeria, Lagos boy.
Lagosian,
Lagos boy.
Yeah,
what part of Nigeria are you from?
I'm from Anambra State.
Anambra State.
Yeah, that's my state.
But he's a Lagosian. He's a Nigerian.
Yeah, because I grew up in Lagos, so I know everything in Lagos. So.
Yeah, so we're happy to have John with us.
Thank
and
you.
What we wanted to do tonight, of course, you know how you can be a part of what we're doing on Sports Tonight. The feedback platforms are still the same, and I'm sure they'll be showing on your screen any moment from now on Facebook, on Twitter. We want you to talk to us. You could also send questions to John as we go along. John's going to be with us for the first part of the show before we now leave the set for the basketball guys. We'll be going courtside, but we want you to be a part of it. Talk to us. Send your questions to John, and John will be ready to more than answer whatever questions you have to throw at him on the program tonight. You know how to do it already, showing on your screen. On Facebook, Channels iPhone Sports. On Twitter, at Channels_Sports, at Tony Bitoye. We are going to be active and interactive on Sports Tonight so that we can read as many of your questions that you want to direct to John as possible. All right, on the program tonight. But today, let's continue our build-up.
14 days.
14 days to go.
Exactly 2 weeks.
14 days to go. Exactly 2 weeks.
For those who are keeping tabs, but for me, I'm just waiting for kickoff. That's just the truth. But it's still not looking particularly interesting in Brazil. Plenty of protests still going on. The people of Brazil are angry. Plain and simple, they are angry with their government that poor communities have been displaced in order to build stadiums and hotels. Expenditure that was usually used and the public programs that are targeted at the poor and the middle class have been removed in order to fund what they are calling the White Elephant Project. $10.8 billion has been spent on this World Cup, and for some teams that
World Cup. Sorry to cut you short, but the Brazilians need to understand that the other World Cups they've been winning away from home.
Yes.
Have also been the same. Huge projects meant to develop those countries.
But look at it this way: some of the projects that they've built or that they've embarked on will have no future. For example, the national stadium, the massive national stadium that they're building in Brasilia, it is just going to be a White Elephant project because there is no major football club site in Brazil, in Brasilia. So it will just be abandoned there. Nothing will happen to it except once a while they open it for concerts. A few other stadiums too like that, built in cities that don't have major football clubs. So what they are saying is that it is not sustainable. Why build these stadiums in these places in the first place if they are not looking at the long term about what is going to happen to them?
But I'm going to